Dear students, I welcome you all to the class of Fluid Mechanics. The first chapter of this course is Introduction to Fluid and Fluid Mechanics. We will begin this chapter with some definition. I hope you all know the basic definition of fluid, which is any substance which can flow is termed as fluid. But have you ever wondered why fluid flows? The reason behind the flowing of a fluid is that the fluid cannot sustain any shear stress. When any magnitude of shear stress is applied to the fluid, there is a continuous deformation that constitutes the flow. So we can also define fluid as a substance that cannot sustain any shear stress when at rest. An important feature about the shape of fluid is that it has no fixed shape. It occupies the shape of vessel in which it is poured. In this figure, a fluid is placed between two plates. The upper plate is moved by applying an external force due to which shear stress develops in the fluid. This shear stress produces deformation that constitutes a flow. Particles of fluid that are in direct contact with the plate move at the same speed as those of the plates, which means that in this figure the topmost layer of the fluid will move with the same velocity as the plate and the bottom layer will be at rest because the bottom plate is not moving. This can be interpreted in this manner: the tangential stress in a fluid body depends on velocity and deformation and vanishes as this velocity approaches zero. Now we should also know the definition of mechanics. Mechanics is the branch of science which deals with the motion and forces causing motion of the stationary as well as moving body. Mechanics is further studied in three parts, which are statics, dynamics, and kinematics. Static mechanics deals with the influence of force on an stationary body, whereas dynamic mechanics deals with the body in motion. The branch of mechanics concerned with the motion of object without reference to the forces which cause the motion is called kinematics. As far as fluid mechanics concerned, it is the study of fluid behavior either at rest or in motion. Fluid is quite different from solid in many ways. In solid, the molecules are very close to one another, due to which the attractive forces are greater than those of the fluid. Therefore, solid is a more compact structure than fluid. When a shear stress is applied on a solid, then it undergoes a definite deformation which is proportional to applied shear stress up to some limiting condition. But whenever a fluid is subjected to a shear stress, then a continuous deformation occurs in the fluid which constitutes a flow. When the external forces acting on the solid are removed, the solid has the property to regain its shape either partially or fully. But fluid can never regain its original shape by itself once it has been distorted by the shear stress. Liquid and gas, which are the two different types of fluid, also have many dissimilarity. Liquids are usually termed as incompressible fluid, whereas gases are easy to compress as compared to liquids. Air is about 20,000 times more compressible than water. We will see in detail about compressibility of fluid later in this chapter. The volume of liquid is constant irrespective of the vessel in which it is kept, but a gas has no fixed volume and expands continuously unless restrained by the containing vessel. That is why no free surface is formed in the gas. But in the case of liquids, a free surface is formed if the volume of the container is greater than that of liquid. Now we will study the properties of fluids. Pressure is the normal force exerted by a fluid per unit area. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal or Newton per meter square. We will read in detail about pressure and its measurement in the next chapter, Fluid Statics. Now, temperature is a property by which coolness and warmth of a fluid can be estimated. In thermodynamic manner, temperature is the measure of internal energy of a system. The temperature is expressed in Celsius, Fahrenheit, or in Kelvin. All these units are related to one another with some equation as written here. Density is an important property of a substance that correlates its mass with volume. In fluid mechanics, it is expressed in three different ways, which are mass density, weight density, and relative density. The mass density of a fluid is defined as its mass per unit volume. The SI unit of mass density is kg per meter cube, and in CGS it is written as gram per cc. The mass density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube or 1 gram per cc at 4 degrees Celsius. And the value of mass density for air and mercury are 1.23 kg per meter cube and 13546 kg per meter cube respectively at a standard temperature and pressure. From the value of mass density, we can say that mercury is about 13.6 times heavier than water. The standard temperature is taken as 273 Kelvin or 0 degree Celsius, and the standard pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure, which is equivalent to 1.01325 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. The weight density, which is also known as specific weight, is the weight of fluid in unit volume. The SI unit of weight density is Newton per meter cube, and the typical value of the same for water, air, and mercury is mentioned here. The definition of a specific gravity is different for liquid and gas. For liquids, it is defined as the ratio of density of a liquid at actual condition to the density of pure water at 1 atmospheric pressure and 4 degrees Celsius. And for gas, it is the ratio of density of a gas at actual condition to that of a either hydrogen or air at some specified temperature and pressure. Since a specific gravity is the ratio of two same unit, so it has no unit. For water, the value of a specific gravity is 1 and mercury has the specific gravity value as 13.6. Specific volume of a fluid is the volume occupied in unit mass of the fluid. A specific volume can also be defined as the reciprocal of mass density. Another important property of a fluid is thermal conductivity, which relates the rate of heat flow per unit area to the temperature gradient. For today, I am resting this chapter here only and will continue to the next lecture. Thank you.